Good evening, everyone, and welcome to day 69 of our fourth session this year called The Joy of the Spirit. And it has been a joyful time indeed. My name is Isha, and I'm joining you tonight from Seattle, Washington. I'm always so happy to be back here to meditate, to learn, and to grow with everyone during this journey that we are all on together, really. So before we get settled in, just a gentle reminder, please make sure you have your foot soak buckets ready because as always, we will start a session with a foot soak. All the items that you need are on the screen, a bucket of lukewarm water, salt, some clean water for rinsing, and then a towel for drying at the end. Now, if you're new, are joining for the first time, or have just joined a very few sessions with us, need an introduction to Sahaja Yoga, or if you've been here for a while or just need any help, you can send a message to Breakout Room Chat in the text, or you can message the meeting host and they can help you get in a one-on-one setting with an experienced Sahaja Yoga teacher after today's program. Of course, in addition, all the recordings and the course materials are already available on our website, so you can always catch up on anything that you have missed so far from there. And all the links should be available in the chat too, so you can grab those right away. Now, the mentoring program that keeps going super strong, and this is available to anyone who's a beginner, who's an intermediate, or even an advanced level. If you want a new mentor, somebody who can really help you in your journey through meditation, who can meditate with you, who can guide you, answer your questions, or if you even need an additional mentor, if you have one assigned already, all you really need to do is fill out the mentor request form, which is also available in the chat, and then we'll try to get right back to you with your request. So we last met on Sunday. We had a wonderful topic of being honest with ourselves, and we did a wonderful workshop as well together, as we usually do on Sundays. Today's topic is about the Hamsa Chakra. It's a very interesting chakra, and we'll talk more about divine discretion. In our general agenda for today, we have a short talk about the today's topic where we'll understand what Hamsa Chakra really is. We'll start with a guided meditation and foot soak. We'll have a short video talk by Shri Mataji. We have a lovely live musician who's going to do a offering as we meditate on it. We'll have a second guided meditation. And then at the end, as always, we'll end with presenter Q&A and answer any questions you may have for us. So this is a good time to welcome our presenters on the screen so that they can introduce themselves and tell us a little bit more about themselves. So we'll start with Sudeep first. Hi, Sudeep. Welcome to the program.
Hello, Isha. Hello, everybody. Hello, Neil. And good to be with you all again.
A little bit about you that we don't know or we haven't heard. You're such a regular to this program. We would love to know more.
So I live in South Carolina in a small town called Clemson, and I teach in the Department of Industrial Engineering at Clemson University. So, yeah.
Great. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us again, Sudeep. And then Neil, our beautiful musician for tonight. Neil, tell us a little bit about yourself and also what you'll be playing for us.
Yeah, hi everyone. Thanks for having me again. I've been on this show, I guess, a few times. I'm originally from London. I started Sahaja Yoga in 1997, and I moved to California, San Francisco Bay Area, in around 2003. And over the last maybe 15 years, I think, I've been practicing with this instrument called the bansuri. It's an Indian bamboo flute. And I'll be playing a raga today called Raga Madhuvanti, which is played usually around the sunset time. So wherever you are, hopefully that'll be an appropriate time. And yeah, I think I'll leave it at that, and I hope you enjoy everything tonight. Thanks.
Thank you, Neil. Sunset time sounds perfect for everyone, and we can't wait to enjoy the sweetness of the raga and the music. All right, so we'll see both of you in the second half, but let's start with introduction to the topic before we get into the foot soak, really. So our topic for today is Hamsa Chakra. Now, this is a very interesting energy center, which is very different from the other ones we have seen so far. In the physical aspect, this chakra is located right between our eyebrows. So, right about here, where the bridge of our nose starts, and our sinuses really start as well. And this chakra is very deeply connected to even our Vishuddhi Chakra, which is located in our throat. From the physical aspect, what this chakra really helps is in controlling some parts of our brain and some functionality very similar to the Vishuddhi. Now, from a more subtle aspect, the most important quality that the Hamsa Chakra represents is discretion. Discretion, in the simplest of terms, as we understand, is the ability to make very careful, very responsible decisions and to behave in a way that shows good judgment. But really, in today's world, we are so bombarded with so much information and it's so overwhelming, whether it's from the media, from the internet, the social platform. And it is really our innate human nature to try and consume so much of this information, and we end up doing so, whether it's knowingly or unknowingly. Now, without this discretion and with so much information, it can become very easy for us to be misguided, to be misled, because we lose that real, the innate ability to determine what is good for us. And we become to the point that we can become very gullible. We can accept all form of information and knowledge without even really knowing how it really affects us. Most of the responses that we have, whether it's in words, in actions, decisions we take, they are guided more by this false knowledge we have accumulated, by our mental projections that we have, and even sometimes by our own ego. And that's where the Hamsa Chakra becomes so important because when it is enlightened, it gives us that divine discretion. The word Hamsa in Sanskrit itself means the bird swan. And the bird has a very interesting ability. If you mix milk and water together, the swan is able to just separate the milk out from the water. So just leaving the water behind and just consuming the milk. And taking this simile in the Sahaj and the spiritual aspect, what it really symbolizes is the ability to know the truth from the illusion. Hamsa really helps us in knowing at a more deeper level the truth, what is benevolent for us and what is not. So it becomes like this built in moral compass that we may have within ourselves. This means that we are not only relying on our intellect, but we also have a very innate, subtle awareness that comes from connecting with the divine that is guiding us throughout. This divine discretion then over time helps us in choosing the right path, taking wise decisions, avoiding situations that can lead us to lead a non-benevolent choices, or even distractions which are not really good for our spirit. And as a result of enlightenment of the Hamsa Chakra, we become more intuitive by nature because of that connection. We spontaneously know and speak the right things, take the right decision because this energy again is guiding us from within. This connection we has established is the one becoming our guiding principle through everything. We automatically develop this inner wisdom and discrimination. And in Sanskrit, it's called the Vivek, the divine wisdom that enables us to know the truth from the falsehood. And especially when we are faced with so many choices, we can very clearly see what is benevolent for us and what is not. So, to summarize, this divine wisdom or discretion is not really any form of fear or any form of secrecy. It's really all about creating that connection and that wisdom, which develops very innately as we get a self realization, as we meditate more and more and enlighten this Hamsa Chakra within us. So, with that, it's a good time for us to start with our first guided meditation and foot soak. Before we even raise our Kundalini and take Bandhan, I want everyone to just spread their palms on their laps. You can close your eyes and just settle in for a minute. Let's watch our breath, trying to get rid of any distractions around us, everything we've been through the day. Let's just observe where we are at right now. How do we feel? Where is our attention? This is a good checkpoint because at the end of today's session, we can check it again and see how much we've grown, how much different we feel just within an hour's span of time. And now, using this attention, let us together raise our Kundalini slowly, deliberately, with attention, so we can actually feel our Kundalini rising and coming to our Sahasrara. We can now take Bandhan, drawing an arc from left to the right and back over our heads 7 times. Spreading the vibrations, spreading the joy all around us. Again, with this enlightened attention, let us give Bandhan or draw little circles over our bucket of water to vibrate all the elements that we're using in our foot soak today. And once done, we can put our feet into the water. Start once again by closing our eyes, relaxing ourselves. You can take a few deep breaths at your own pace, if that helps center your attention even more. And Mother Kundalini, this divine, beautiful, nourishing energy within us, she responds eagerly to any of our desires, pure desires, and to our power of surrender. So as we start the foot soak and meditation, let's express our desire to Mother Kundalini. Mother, as we sit for this foot soak, our desire is only to meditate upon you. But to take away all the distractions, all imbalances, anything that is not benevolent for me, so that I can really feel that connection, that oneness with you. You can start with very simple balancing, starting with the left channel. You can drop a right hand towards Mother Earth, leaving our left hand on her lap. And let's ask Mother Kundalini once again that Mother, please take away all imbalances from my left side. Let all the clouds of lethargy, thoughts from the past, my guilt, my conditionings, let all these gray clouds be taken away and be replaced by this beautiful, clear blue skies. You can now switch hands. So left hand goes up towards the sky and right hand comes on our lap to cleanse our right channel. And then once again, let's ask Mother Kundalini from our hearts, Mother, please take away all the imbalances, all the thoughts, anxiety about the future, all my ego, my arrogance. Let them all be released into the ether element. We can bring our left hand back on the lap. And we can bring our attention to our first energy center, the Mooladhara, which is located at the base of the spine. You can even put your right hand over that center. Because this is the center which really helps us establish that complete innocence and as a result, the divine wisdom. So from our hearts, we'll ask Mother Kundalini once again, Mother, please purify my Mooladhara. Give me childlike innocence once again. Give me the wisdom so that I know what is good for my spirit. Mother, please establish within me the innocent wisdom of a child. We can now bring our hand up. If you're wearing glasses like me, you can put them aside. But let's put our fingers over the center, the Hamsa Chakra, right where our brows end. You can hold the center, press in a little bit if you like. And let's ask Mother Kundalini that, Mother, please grant me divine discretion. Please enlighten and purify my Hamsa Chakra so I can separate the truth from the illusion, so that I can see very clearly what is benevolent for me, for my spirit, for my growth, for my spiritual evolution. May that divine wisdom be reflected in my words, in my actions, in my decisions, everything I do. Mother, please purify my Hamsa Chakra. We can bring our hand back on the lap. Let's raise our attention to our Sahasrara, and then gently, even higher if possible. And let us just silently meditate and enjoy this moment. Whenever we're ready, we can slowly open our eyes. Let's rinse our feet. We can push our bucket aside for now. And then towards the end of today's session, we can empty it out into the toilet. So before we proceed to the next meditation, let's settle our attention in a little bit more. Another 30 seconds of silence. In this more cleared and settled state, let us now listen to a short talk by Shri Mataji, talking more about the Hamsa Chakra and the qualities associated with it.
And that is what happens to a person who is innocent. He is fearless. He has no fear of anything because he knows that he stands on truth and on innocence. Such a person also has a capacity to bear up lots of nonsense, to laugh at lots of tortures and troubles people bestow upon him. And the greatest thing of innocence is that it gives you discretion. Such a person is immensely discreet. He is so wise. He may be a little child, he may be a grown-up person, he may be a villager, he might be educated, he might be uneducated, but he is so wise that he sees what is right and what is righteous. And this is the greatest quality of an innocent person, that he is very discreet about everything. His discretion is just like a straightforward hit. He doesn't have to think, he doesn't have to bother. Whatever he decides is absolute discreet, and he doesn't have to have choices. He doesn't go on choosing people, he doesn't go on choosing things. He said, this is the thing, finished. So such a person becomes absolutely dynamic because he doesn't waste any energy. He doesn't waste his brains. He doesn't waste his arguments with anyone. If he thinks a person is worth arguing, he'll argue, otherwise he'll say, all right, you are clever, go ahead. This is the understanding of a person who is completely discreet. Like there was a very big joke about it, that there was a man who was going up the road, up the stairs, and another one was coming downstairs. The one who was going up the road was a wise man, and the one who was coming down was not a wise man. So he tried to be aggressive, and he told him that I will not move for you because I don't move for fools. So the other one moved on one side and he said, I do. Meaning I move out for fools. See, but he said, I do, and he moved out. So he has such a discretion, how far to go and how far not to go. Now I will give an example how in nature you can find this very easily. See, the root has a little root cap. It's a very, very small, minute thing. You have to see through the microscope. Now this root cap is a wise thing. It goes in the soil. It sees there are some stones, so it goes round the stones. Then it finds there are boulders, it goes round the boulders. It has to find its way, so it's not bothered. You are a boulder? All right, doesn't matter. I'm not going to fight with you. It passes through that, it goes directly to that place where it has to arrive. And when he reaches that place, when he arrives that place, what happens? He finds that he has tied up these boulders around himself to support the whole tree. This is the wisdom of a little bit, small little cell, which is the root end. So you can imagine how much there is wisdom in a little cell like that. And God has given us such a good brain, and if we do not have discretion, we are like people who are blind, who walk without knowing where they have to go. Hamsa Chakra stands between Vishuddhi and Agya, as you can see clearly positioned like that. But from Vishuddhi, there are many nerves which pass through Hamsas and end up here. They don't all go to the brain. Or we can say that at this time, at this point, all our reactions, which are what you call reflex reactions, finish off. So, supposing now I get some dirty smell, I'll close my nose like that. Or if I can't hear, I'll just pull my ears like this. Or if I see something dirty, or if I see something jarring, my eyes will close automatically. If somebody tries to put a pin through me, immediately I'll spontaneously. It's all built in within my system and your system too, that you react with reflex action. Same thing may not happen to animals. Animals are different. Some animals have certain reflex actions, some have some reflex actions. But we are different, and our reflex actions, we are all practically just the same. There's not much individuality. There isn't much difference in our reflex actions. At the most, with conditioning, somebody might say, yeah, somebody might say, oh, somebody may say something. That's different. But the reflex actions are just the same. So up to the reflex action, we don't have to use discretion. Then starts our discretion part. As discretion starts when we are using these two nadis which meet here without going to the Agya. So when these two nadis meet here, what happens? We start seeing through our experiences. First would be a reflex action, automatic reflex action. The second is when, supposing a child, if you tell the child, now this is hot, don't put your hand there, he won't listen. Put the child. With the experience, he will develop reflex actions, the conditionings of it. So thus reflexes are built in within us. Also, they are built in within us with, we should say, with other conditionings like, you see, in a country, supposing there's racialism, or in a country like ours, there's a caste system, then person react according to what they have learned from childhood. All these conditionings could be of the present day when you are born. You could have been yourself born in last life in, say, Africa. Today you are born with a white skin, so you have started sort of calling that African, you have become. All these conditionings can be built into your Hamsa Chakra, which have come from your training of the mind. You can see the experiences of the mind, the experiences of the society, of your knowledge, of your education, the way you are conditioned, can be built in the Hamsa Chakra. And it reacts to things which has no meaning. If you I hate someone. Why? Because that person wears a blue jean or something, or you can say a green shirt. Now this is built in your mind. Or sometimes this falling in love also comes from the same kind of a conditioning. Supposing you had met somebody who had, say, blue eyes and was kind to you. So you have fascination for a person who has blue eyes. There's no pure idea about beauty. There's no pure idea of happiness. There's no pure idea of aesthetics. All is conditioned. For some people, this is beautiful. For somebody, this is not beautiful. So this is the place where these interchanges take place between both the nadis. tradition is very important. Tradition gives you the growth of the Hamsa Chakra. And then you go on discarding whatever is wrong out of that tradition. Then again, you keep whatever is good. You give it to your children, to your children, to your children. So the discretion comes to a person who is traditionally built up better than a person who has no traditions. So what you call as the traditional habits of person gives you this Hamsa. And these habits are built better and better with trial and error methods. And that's how you develop it. Now for people who are Sahaja Yogis, it's much easier to imbibe them. Because if you see something, yes, that's wrong, you should not do it, finished. But you should be so clear-cut about it and should determine. It works out, your answer will be all right. But you tell them 10 times, till they'll do the same thing. Then that means that Hamsa is not willing to accept. But you must nourish it, you must look after it, you must, as I said, also the kajal is very good for Hamsa Chakra. All kajal and the oil in the nose, ears, is very good. All acts for that. Even, say, stalking other person, to talk discreetly, is to say something which doesn't lose its power of affecting that person. Like if you say something very harsh, then you should know how to neutralize it so that he retains that into himself. All these discretions only come also by tradition. When you find something that is futile, in a collective way, in a tradition, drops out. So the blessings of the tradition is great, but greater are the blessings of your spirit. And the blessings of the spirit are such that through your vibrations, immediately you know this is wrong. But you have to be honest about it and you just give up. You want to ascend, you want to improve your vibrations. So for that, whatever is needed, you will do.
So let's try to keep our attention at the top of the head. Try to enjoy that state of thoughtless awareness.
Thank you, Neil. That wonderful rendition. Let us continue to remain in this state with our attention at the top of our head. As Shri Mataji has explained, the Hamsa Chakra lies outside the path of the Kundalini. So this is one of the few chakras that is not nourished directly by the Kundalini. So it needs a little help, a little extra attention. One way to do it is, of course, as Isha showed us, by massaging the area between the brows from the bridge of the nose. Now we will also use the mantra for this chakra. As with all mantras, they're effective when said with our attention in our sahasrara, when we are in that meditative state. So let us first be in that state of thoughtlessness. The mantra for the Hamsa Chakra is Shri Hamsa Chakra Swamini Sakshat, which means the principle of mastery of the Hamsa Chakra. We address that principle within us. We address that essence of discretion within us. So let us, in our meditative state, say the mantra. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Hamsa Chakra Swamini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo. The key to our discretion is our ability to rise above the force of habit, our conditionings and conditioned reflexes, to rise above the state of the ego and the superego, and to have that clarity required in the present situation. That clarity comes with the opening of the Sahasrara, with the integration of rather our ability to use our discretion comes from the integration of the qualities of all of our chakras. From our enlightened innocence and wisdom to our courage and innate sense of security, to our enlightened intelligence, all of these contribute to our discretionary capability. So let us once again bring our hand to the Hamsa Chakra as Isha showed us earlier and gently massage this area innervated by the nerves that come from the Vishuddhi. Let those nerve endings be energized. Let they be soothed. Let's bring our hand down. Let's place the right hand near the base of our throat on the Vishuddhi Chakra. Let me be the detached witness. Give me the quality of the witness state. It is when our awareness is separated from the ego and the superego, when we are in that witness state, that we are free to be discreet, to have clarity, to have common sense, to use our intelligence wisely. As Shri Mataji said, discretion is also developed through trial and error. So let's place the right hand across the forehead and let's say, I forgive myself and I forgive others. I forgive my thoughts. I forgive my reactions. Let's bring the hand down. And let's just enjoy the silence of our Sahasrara. As much as we would like this state of meditation to continue, we do have to conclude the formal part of the meditation. So let us once again raise our Kundalini 3 times. And give ourselves Bandhan.
Thank you so much, Sudeep. Indeed, like you mentioned, it is really hard to get out of that deep silence and the meditation that we were really enjoying together. But we do have to bring our program to a conclusion. So, a few announcements before we do that. Our next program is on Thursday, August 7th. The topic is giving realization to others. So, many of us who have been associated with the program have really had the chance to experience that joy. And now we're ready to pass it on to you so that you can pass it on to someone else. So, do join us next Thursday as well. As for our course schedule, so the session 4 of this year, it's really hard to believe, but it's concluding very soon, in a week from now, on August 12th. It has been such a fantastic year with all of you. But our collective foot soaks, which happen all year round, are still available. So you can join them Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, the same time on the same Zoom link. Don't miss out on those ever. The program resources, we have the mentor request form already available. So, like I mentioned in the beginning, great opportunity to find a mentor who can help you, guide you through your meditation journey. So, do fill out the request form if we haven't done so already. Our WhatsApp group is a great source for getting very frequent reminders about the upcoming sessions and programs and other items. So, also please join that community if you haven't done so. And then everything else that you need to catch up on, whether it's the recordings, the handouts, everything that we've covered so far, or if it's about the upcoming sessions, all the information is available on our website. All of these details are available in the chat, so you can grab all the links that you need for the mentor request form, the WhatsApp group, as well as our website. And now we move to the Q&A part. So we have 3 options for you, depending on whatever you feel like. If you want to just chat with somebody, send in a one-on-one setting, speak to someone directly. You can send a message to Breakout Room Help, and they can help you get connected with someone in a separate breakout room where you can meditate, ask your questions to them, and share your experience. If you prefer just writing it out to someone over a message, you can also message chat Q&A with your questions. And then finally, if you think that your question will not just benefit you, but everyone else, you can send the question directly to me on the chat. And with the presenters, we would be very happy to answer those questions for you. So, perfect time to bring our presenters on back to see if we have questions coming in from anyone. Welcome back, Sudeep and Neil. Thank you so much for the beautiful sessions each of you had. The music was divine, the meditation was so silent, just the perfect way to, have a Tuesday coming to an end. A few questions rolling in on the chat already. So, first one, what does discretion mean to you personally? So I kind of shared that a little bit from my side as we were starting with the meditation. So what is your take on it? What does discretion mean to you?
Yeah, I think as the words came out during the meditation itself, discretion to me is clarity and sort of sound judgment developed through experience. And it's a sort of a strange paradox, actually, because you need experience, you need certain patterns based on those experience to to know what to do in certain situations. Traditions certainly help, your own experience certainly helps, but then there is also the uniqueness of the situation at hand. So you also need to know how to apply that knowledge to this situation here, and no two situations are ever the same. So so it's a bit of a combination of using those past patterns and templates, or the wisdom that comes through culture, tradition, society, community, and your own experience, as well as sort of the common sense or the intelligence to apply it to this situation. So yeah, so I think it's a bit of a combination of both, and all of this, it requires so many qualities that are manifested through our various chakras. So.
Yeah, that's a fantastic take so far. And Neil, what are your thoughts? What does that mean to you? How do you connect with this unique quality of Hamsa Chakra?
Yeah, I would say it has a lot to do with like my interactions with people and also my use of my intuition, because you may not necessarily know how to navigate a certain situation, but with your discretion, with the way that you can analyze it and the way that you can navigate through it, that automatically gets developed when you are balanced. I think what Shri Mataji was saying in the video is that we have a lot of conditionings, and our conditionings, I think, are stored in our Hamsa Chakra. But when we react to a situation, if we react to it always based on our conditionings, then that may not be the right way. You have to kind of introspect and have the intuition and kind of be able to navigate the situation not based on your past experiences. I mean, the past experiences, of course, will help you, but every new experience is fresh, so it's not going to be the same. You're not going to get the same result by applying the same thing that you did in the past. So it's something that you have to kind of approach in a fresh way every time. So yeah, that's what discretion means, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, definitely. That's a great point. We can't always rely on our experiences because there's so many factors that are not the same anymore. And that's when the discretion comes into play, where we can analyze those factors, but with the divine aspect, not with our intellect all the time, to really understand the right way to respond to it.
Yeah.
So, maybe Neil, next question, relevant on the same topic. Now, since you talked about how we are using this discretion, any real life examples or experiences that you can share where you saw this discretion really come into play for you?
Yeah, I cannot say like specific example, but I think it just helps me, as I was saying in the intuition side of things, when kind of I'm in a situation and I take a step back and I kind of, I don't react straight away, but I kind of look at what's going on and kind of analyze and then kind of, step back first and then kind of approach it. Then that kind of works for me better than if I just like, have a knee-jerk reaction to things. Well, I was going to say something. Maybe I'll come back.
Yeah, definitely. So, Deep, maybe we can go with you. Like, if you have any examples to share from your own life.
Yeah, I feel like we're actually using our discretion in one way or another, or to varying degrees, all the time, really. Um, one very practical example is, when you're using Google Maps, most of the times it's right. So you tend to trust it, but sometimes it's telling you to go this way, but then you can see that there's construction happening there, and I've had family arguments about just follow the maps versus no, you can't go there. So, but that's sort of also a metaphor for other situations in life, where you sometimes there are people who might try to entice you to buy something or to just get into, let's say, some sort of a formal professional relationship or something like that, and you need to be able to see past sort of the superficiality sometimes, to see if this is something that is really good for you going forward or not. So I think learning to say no sometimes to things that will not necessarily work out in the long term is also one of those examples.
Yeah, so you don't get pulled into one of those pyramid schemes anymore.
Yeah, exactly, yes. Exactly.
Definitely great examples. I find myself using it so much in my everyday work as well, in my professional environment. Like I work in the software industry with a bunch of people who are very passionate about technology and software, and that gives rise to like conflicting ideas and conflicting energies. And then sometimes this divine discretion just gives you the power in heated moments to take the right decisions or say the right things, which, calms everyone down. And immediately, people who have been in conflict for like last 30 minutes, they're like, yeah, that makes sense. Everybody settles down on it. So definitely I see that. And I think I have even like, I've seen while practicing with this, even with this 21 day series, with so many people who are coming and attending the program, I'm so excited to tell them like everything I want to share about Sahaja Yoga. At the same time, like there's so much I want to share and tell with them. But you have to use your divine discretion there again, like in certain, considering all the constraints that you have around you, what information, what is the right time to share it, really. So that has really helped me as well.
Yeah, very true.
So then, Sudeep, for you, like, how have you seen that with Sahaja Yoga? What has helped how has that helped your discretionary ability become better?
Yeah, I think we all have this innate sense of uh, you know a sense of right and wrong, good, bad, true, false. Uh, when but that sensitivity, that intuition is heightened because of vibrational sensitivity. Um, because there's another whole dimension unlocked in you. You learn to notice that when things are working out spontaneously, or when a direction in life feels right, there tends to be a certain lightness, a coolness vibrationally, literally, physically. Um, and the times when you feel little befuddled by what's happening, or not so sure, and you don't have a very clear flow of vibrations. And that's actually something that I'm still working on, sort of understanding more clearly the language of vibrations. But I think the more you use it with your discretion, the better you get at it. And as was mentioned before, it is also a process of trial and error. So it is a capability to be honed. So
Yeah, and I feel vibration also work in different aspects. They work through intuition at times, and when your intuition says something, I also feel that's coming from this divine discretion, that guidance that's coming from within. Really, I sometimes can get very indecisive about certain things, but sometimes vibrations can guide me. But sometimes intuition really tells you what is the right choice to make when you have too many things, and then once you make that choice, it's a very fearless and doubtless choice that you don't think about again. You're like, you rely on it. You're like, yeah, this is the right thing without over analyzing things.
yeah.
Neil, anything that you want to share that, how Sahaja Yoga specifically and meditation has helped you hone this ability even more?
Yeah, I mean, I think what you both said kind of pretty much covers my experience as well. Like with the vibrations, like sometimes you might be in a situation where you have to choose between two things, and you just don't know like what to do, and you can literally just ask, or you can just feel, as Sudeep was saying, you can feel vibrations of what is right, what is the best path, and what isn't.
Yeah.
And then, but there are also times where you don't have a chance to, there's no time to really sit down and meditate and, just, ask, what vibrations feel like. And I think sometimes, like, you're just, as you're saying, Isha, you're just guided by, whatever, the vibrations that's within you, like the intuition that kind of, it just kind of helps you decide which way to go. And you might not know, like if it's the right path or not, but eventually you find out that actually it is. So
sorry.
yeah. So yeah, sometimes you might be in some situations where you're kind of helpless, and then you just find that whatever it is, just because you surrender to this energy, this kundalini, that even without your so-called sense of discretion, you're still guided and you're still on the right path.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Sudeep, you were going to add something.
Well, I mean, I just I don't think I'm anywhere near the point where I can go from one city to another without Google Maps and following just vibrations. So, but I have used vibrations before I use Google Maps to decide where to go left or right, and it turned out to be the right thing. So using vibrations. So
Yeah, I've done that as well.
yeah. Yeah,
Does that
not,
take
not
into
quite
account?
confident to throw away Google Maps.
Does that take into account the traffic and the construction, though?
Let's not overanalyze.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Great. Well, thank you both so much. What a joyful session and end of the program as well. Thank you to everyone who's joining us today, to the wonderful tech team who's taking care of everything in the background. We will see you all next Thursday in the session. So I hope you can keep up your meditation practice, keep up with your foot soaks, and we will see you all very soon. Thank you.
Thank
Have
you,
a good
Isha. Thank you, Neil. Really enjoyed the meditation and the music. So,
Thank you. Thank you
bye-bye.
both. Thanks for having me. And yeah, everyone, please just keep meditating and see you again.
Yeah.
Bye.
you. Bye.